Hey guys, William here, aka Big Bastard, and I just wrapped up a Sororan Air vape video for those of you that are following me for vape. But here I want to talk in the weight loss category about Alli, about what my experience on Alli has been so far, and about what I perceive of the product's effectiveness as far as it pertains to what my habits have been, eating wise, exercise wise, drinking water, all the shit that you're supposed to do. Now, one of the things that people will tell you, or I can't say they'll tell you this. Whenever you have a product like Ali, there's going to be critics, okay? Because we've seen the weight loss fads, and a lot of these I don't want to necessarily call fads. If, for example, I believe in the Atkins eating way of eating. It's just not really sustainable in today's world, depending on your circumstances. So some of these programs I do believe in, and they work for the people who can make them work. Uh, you know about my lap band journey, what I was looking at doing. I had gotten all the way up to being able to effectively get ready for the surgery, but then I started having some realizations that, okay, first of all, before the lap band procedure, they were going to have me on a certain diet anyway. After the lap band procedure, I would obviously have to keep going with that diet. The only thing the lap band is doing is presenting negative reinforcement on a physical level. Some people need that. I don't feel I do, but I'm not unrealistic enough to think that that perception is correct. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of feeling the waters out right now with this. And what I've done is I have gone to a more progressive eating style with my nutrition and that. Now, you guys know I'm transparent with you, and I don't hide, what I do wrong in that. So, I'm going to give you an idea of my eating habits, and then I'm going to give you an idea of my exercise regimen, and then I'm going to let you know what the uh, overall efficacy of Ali has been to this point, and whether or not that's Ali or my change in habits. So far I have been trying to keep around the 1,000 calorie mark. I would prefer to go down to 400 calories per day, because that's what they were going to put me on for the pre-lap band procedure. Now, I had quite a bit of success doing that to a degree, in that the meals I was having, if you will, totaled to no more than 400 calories. But I have this problem with a particular addiction, if you will, of carbonated sweetened beverages. And I know this is something I've got to squash. Whoa. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I know this is something I've got to squash in order to get the most maximum benefit out of any weight loss regimen I go through. But here's what's happened since I've been on the Alli capsules, not the phentermine, because the phentermine was only at 15 milligrams per capsule, and I worked my way up to 2 of those a day, 30 milligrams, but the Alli is 60 milligrams per capsule 3 times a day. Okay? Now that's going to make a huge difference, no pun intended. So, once I started the Alli, I started cleaning up my eating habits, and my caloric intake has been extremely reduced compared to what I'm usually at. I'm still drinking sugary drinks. That's obviously not helping. Excuse me, with the efficiency of losing, a tremendous amount of weight, so to speak. But I've worked on making healthier eating choices. Obviously, not healthier drinking choices, and have hardly. I still hardly drink any water. I was where I was drinking water about 10 8-ounces glasses a day. I need to get back to that habit again and drop the sugary drinks. But I also have been focusing on my eating habits because this is once, and it's one of those things that you either get it or you don't. You've either been here or you just can't relate. There's no middle ground that I'm aware of. From everyone I've talked to, they either understand it because they've been there, or they don't get it because they've never dealt with this problem. And it's got to be one gradual step at a time. And it's about successfully taking control of your life through these elements of control, maintaining control over your habits. Now, that's what's been going on with the eating, okay? Now, what's been going on with the exercise? Well, unfortunately, I slipped out of my physical therapy. I haven't been at the gym, so exercise has been virtually nil. Now, I told you I'd be talking about my water intake. That's been virtually nil, and I think I mentioned that when attacking the sugary drinks. Now, other than that, we've discussed everything I'm doing. Now, other than that, we're going to look at what's occurred with this Alli being supplemented to my program, and discuss whether or not Alli's responsible for that. I have gone down from 458 pounds to 436 pounds. Okay, and my last weigh-in was less than a month ago. And at less than a month ago, I was at 458. Okay, so we can see there's been a tremendous weight loss in a short period of time. But the question is that because of my eating habits, or is that directly attributable to Alli? I think it's a combination of both. When I was on the phentermine, I was monitoring my food intake similar to what I am now, but I would go on spans where I would eat, just let my habits go out the window, because the phentermine was not strong enough to effectively inhibit those behaviors with a negative. See, phentermine, and for those of you that don't know, phentermine is not fen-phen. Phentermine and Alli are both the same thing. They're orlistat. Okay, this orlistat is the only FDA approved weight loss drug supplement. The only one ever. Now, it's come under a lot of fire. A lot of people debate and doubt its efficacy. Any weight loss program that somebody comes up with what seems like a magic bullet and tells you, oh, you got to work hard and you got to eat right and you got to do all this for this to work, obviously that's going to lead people to be skeptical. Well, what's to say that the change in habits is not causing this? We go in psychology and in sciences in general, we have the idea of correlation does not equal causation. So you start taking Alli and you begin losing weight. But at the time you started taking Alli, you got serious about changing your habits. Well, which is the Alli causing it, the weight loss, or is your change in habits causing the weight loss? Now, what I can attest to is this. This is far greater success than I have ever seen on the phentermine at 15 milligrams. Okay, so you know the problem here is I have not been religiously tracking what I eat. I'm going to a more natural style of eating where I focus on certain meals and I focus on regulating what I eat at those meals. But without anything to record all the calories you're taking in and all the fat you're taking in and all the other stuff that you're taking in, you cannot ever, and this is one reason in the sciences that we have the empirical method, you cannot ever conclusively prove that that is caused by Alli. You cannot conclusively, and that's why it's important to keep food logs and do all this while you're going through the Alli process, because you can definitively say yes. And it's best if you have two, and this is another thing that goes back to science, is about replicability. If you have two scenarios, one in which you did not use Alli and one in which you did, but you did basically the same thing in each scenario, then you can effectively say that Alli is the reason it's occurring. So right now I'm at a point where I don't know if it's Alli, but because of seeing the changes in my body, seeing how it's affected my weight, I believe it is, to the extent that I know what my habits were on the phentermine. I know my habits are similar on Alli. If anything, my habits are worse on Alli because I was monitoring both my drinking to some extent and my exercise on the phentermine. And on Alli, I've not done either of those things. So that's where my weight loss journey is at right now. I'm able to track weigh-ins better because I purchased a scale that weighs up to 450 pounds and is I've had my mother test it twice, and she says accurate with her weigh-ins, and it seems to be accurate in the way it's weighing me, even though the scale has some negative reviews on Amazon. And with Amazon reviews, you gotta watch out anyway, because a lot of times the complaint being logged is not for the product that is being shown, and even in the cases where it is, you don't always know what caused that. But right now it seems to be weighing accurately. Of course, obviously, I would love to believe that I'm down to 436. It's been forever since I've been down that far. But, we got another scale here that weighs up to 440. Best thing I could do is check on that and equalize it and make sure. But no one's, you can't say the other scale either is perfect. So, you have to balance between the two, no pun intended. But that's at where I'm at in my weight loss journey right now. I've been really inspired by watching the changes in Boogie 2988 from the transition from his gastric bypass to now, and I am excited to hopefully join him in that progressive weight loss camp, and maybe we can both finally get these problems resolved and start living better lives. There's a lot of things that's not going to go away for us. I have advanced osteoarthritis in nearly every goddamn bone in my body, and I hurt like hell. But I still, when I lose that weight, that's going to make that better, just because you don't, it's a lot common sense. If you cut your finger and you take 100-pound weight and put it on, it's not going to feel better, right? It's going to feel worse. So hopefully, you guys will keep with me through this journey, and we'll see what happens for me 6 months from now, and whether or not I've managed to finally conquer this beast. For you others, for the people who don't tune in for my weight loss videos, I'll be getting more material out there, because one, I'm kind of pissed with YouTube, and two, I got a few things on my mind I want to pop off about, and three, I've got vape stuff that I'm doing. So this is pretty much Big Ass Bastard signing out. I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.